What up? What up? What up? Welcome to Delay.
You had it. You had it, Herman. Come on.
My bad. Welcome to Delay Game, episode 118. This is your average man's perspective on football. I am your co-host, Herman. Joining me on the panel tonight. Well,
you're the man today.
Joining me on the panel tonight, I have Brian. Say what up, Brian.
Thank you for joining us.
Mark. Say what up, Mark.
Good evening.
I'd like to encourage you to like, share, and subscribe, especially if you're watching on YouTube. You can also catch us on our Facebook page, Delay of Game, our Twitter handle, Delay of Game 3, and our Instagram, the official Delay of Game. So, fellas, week 8 is in the books. We had some not so good games and some. Did we have any good games?
We had a good game. I don't think we picked it, but we had a couple good games.
Had a couple good games. All right. So Brian is hosting tonight. Take it away, Brian.
All right. Thank you guys again for joining us. Now, I know it probably looks a little crazy. We are short Marcus tonight.
Oh, yeah. I forgot to say that.
Marcus is out, but we wish him the well. And we hope that he's watching, since he was watching other shows that happen to be on tonight.
Yeah.
And have a safe trip back.
Yeah, definitely. Safe travels back.
All right, so we're going to get started with the news of the week. The first story is Herman's. Herman, take it away.
All right, so the Baltimore Ravens jumped into the trade trade market and filled the biggest void filled the biggest void in the middle of their defense with the NFL's leading tackler. The Ravens acquired Chicago Bears linebacker Roquan Smith on Monday for a 2nd and 5th round pick in the 2023 NFL draft.
All right. Not bad for the Ravens. Definitely, like Herman said, is a need for that team. So we'll see how that pans out. After benching Matt Ryan, the Colts still didn't get that oomph they needed from the offense Sunday against the Commandos. Subsequently, head coach Frank Reich fired offensive coordinator Marcus Brady. Reich will now call the plays for the offense. So first they benched Matt Ryan. Now they fired the offensive coordinator. Frank Reich, it's all on you. Let's see what you can do.
It's called Frank Reich is trying to save his job.
He is trying to save his job. I don't know if he can, but we'll see.
Look at that.
He scapegoated that dude for real.
Yeah. He did like, hey, let's start the rookie. Hey, you're fired.
Exactly.
Yo, did you see Marcus chimed in? What's up, Marcus?
Yeah, your second comment gets no play.
You know what? Damn, I can't see it. But all right, Mark, what's your third story?
Also, the Chicago Bears are definitely in the trading before the deadline. The Bears are trading for Steelers wide receiver Chase Claypool. They sent their very own 2023 second round pick, which is expected to be low rather than the one they acquired from the Ravens for Roquan Smith. But Claypool goes to Chicago to give Justin Fields some little help there.
Yeah, he definitely can use it. And that's unique. Both stories that you guys put up had to deal with the Steelers, had to deal with Chicago.
Yeah, that's interesting. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But he has to stay in the pocket, though.
Yeah, good luck with that.
I know, exactly. That's my point.
I mean, I watched him for a whole game last weekend. He liked that pocket too much.
He don't.
And real quick, you think that the Steelers will want to hang on to Claypool? You know, his young talent. He played pretty good for his last couple of years, but in the locker room, he was getting chatter. There were stories that he was turning into another Antonio Brown in the locker room. So. Among his players and his teammates, he wasn't fairly liked. So they made a move and got him out of there.
Yeah, one thing that Pittsburgh is good at is drafting wide receivers and linebackers. So I wouldn't even be concerned if I was Pittsburgh.
Yeah.
What were you gonna say, Herman?
I was gonna say I thought it was a good for them to pick up a second rounder for him. That was a steal.
I thought so too.
Y'all robbed Chicago, in my opinion.
And you look at it. I mean, the second round pick they got this year, Pickett, made it easy for them to let him walk, to let him go out. So
is this Claypool's third or fourth year?
This is his third year.
Okay. So they got a year to see it before they have to actually sign anything up to him.
Yep.
Because he wasn't a first round pick. So
No. He was a third or fourth round pick, I believe. He wasn't. Yeah, he was. No, he was a second round. He was a second round also.
Okay. Yeah, but I think the first round you need to try to get him in the fourth year.
Yeah.
The second and third, you can wait till the fifth year, the option to try to sign him. All right, that is the news of the week, and luckily we're not going to get biased by somebody playing stuff that's inappropriate.
Right.
We didn't want to talk about the other trades that took place. There was some other big name that left. Like
yeah, we can go through that. What you got, Mark?
I thought you.
See what happens when you talk before you know. We did have what was the other? Oh, we had the tight end from the Lions, Noah Fant.
No, not Noah Fant.
No, the boy Hockenson.
Hockenson.
Yeah.
He went to the Vikings. That's kind of unique that they traded within the division to give the Vikings another weapon against the Lions.
Yeah.
And you also have the Broncos trading Bradley Chubb to the Dolphins.
That's the big
for
one.
a first round
That's
trade.
the big
and
one.
Chase Edmonds. That was a big move there too. I think Chubb to that defense of Miami is a good look.
Yes.
April, that's not a big trade.
No, that's not. Yeah, he ain't.
Said which one?
Calvin really ain't even playing.
Calvin really.
That's crazy. How you get traded and you suspended? That's crazy.
You know what though? That's a good move for Jacksonville for the future.
I think so too.
Yeah.
Next year.
Yeah. Well, yeah, the future next year. Right. Exactly. Oh, but how about Buffalo and they got Hines.
Nyheim Hines.
Yep, they should.
That's good. I think that's a good pickup for them.
Do you think so?
They need a running back.
I think
But Nyheim Hines, isn't he similar to Singletary? I mean, he's not that big. He's not the every down back. He's more like third down back.
No, because when he fills in for Taylor, he's pretty good.
Okay.
And he's bigger in stature than what Singleton is. So
I was thinking Hunt would have been a better choice for Buffalo, but maybe Cleveland wanted too much.
Yeah, it could have been that and contract stuff because Hunt is a free agent at the end of the year.
Right.
So you want to give away anything you can't keep him. I mean, I don't know what Hines' contract looks like, but maybe that might have fell into it also.
That may be true. So are you guys happy that your teams didn't get involved too much, except for Mark trading away? You pretty happy or content with what happened?
I'm okay. I'm good.
I would have liked for us to do something more aggressive. I know we were in talks of getting a wide receiver, but we'll see what we can do. We'll see.
Yeah, I mean, we have young talent. It's just
we do.
But Jerry, the thing about Jerry, all he basically did was ran his mouth so he could stay relevant on a day when he probably knew he wasn't going to do anything anyway. So
with Odell Beckham Jr., how does that work?
That's a free agent signing.
He's just free. So he can be signed.
He can sign with anybody. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. He's gonna bide his time and wait to see
who's in competition, how much they want to put. Yeah.
You know who I see now more so? I see him going to and can help him out. Chargers. Chargers is down Mike Williams, LA thing. And
the problem with the Chargers right now, I don't know if they're going to be in contention.
You don't think so?
Exactly.
I don't know.
Exactly.
I don't know.
Okay.
They're so Jekyll and Hyde.
Okay.
If you want to comment on the show, Mr. Helms, you should have been on it. Okay. We running this show tonight. Thank you for watching.
Let's get into the hot topics before we start dragging on too much. Our hot topic is pretty simple. The NFL officials robbed the Carolina Panthers of a win. The Panthers were trailing the Atlanta Falcons 34-38 with 8 seconds left in regulation when wide receiver DJ Moore caught a 62-yard touchdown pass from PJ Walker to tie the game. Moore did decide to celebrate by removing his helmet, which drew a 15-yard penalty for unsportsmanlike conduct. Should the NFL get rid of this rule, or do you think that it was a legitimate reason for them to give him that 15-yarder? We'll start this off with Herman.
So the next day when after, they do the official review of the NFL and the calls, according to rules expert, one of the rules experts that's in the seat, that's on one of the networks now, that was not a penalty, because the penalty is when you're on the field. He was beyond the end zone by the stands, and they said that shouldn't even have been called. So my question, I guess, is, and it comes back to the NFL, you have New York reviewing all the plays and everything. How come New York doesn't call down and say, that's not a penalty?
Right.
Pull that back, So yeah, and addressing your question, yes, they definitely robbed them by calling that penalty. Now, no, they shouldn't get rid of the rule, because the rule is if you're on the field, the whole purpose is so you can't rip your helmet off, be in the face of another player, things like that while you're on the field. But when a touchdown is scored and the play is over and he's off the field, he should be able to take off his helmet, in my opinion. So they need to alter the rule or make sure that the refs know the rule, because obviously all the refs don't know the rule, and they cost them the game.
Yeah. And I mean, I'm not going to go as far as that they cost them the game, because the kicker still had an opportunity to kick a 48-yard field goal to tie the game. B, keep your helmet on. Why are you taking your helmet off to celebrate? There's so many celebrations going on in the NFL now. They keep their helmets on. You got to be smart enough not to let that happen. Was it a big play? Yes. Was it dramatic? Absolutely. But now, is it your fault because you made your kicker kick a 48-yarder instead of a regular, 35-yarder? Or is it the kicker's fault for not being able to kick a 48-yarder? You kind of got to both bear the blunt of this. A, yes, he made your kick hard, but B, you're a kicker. Kick the goddamn ball, win the game. It's pretty simple.
It's a 48-yarder, but that's a long.
Man, field. Herman, they're kicking 56-yarders now. I don't want to hear it. 48-yarders, not out of range. Kick your field goal, win the game, go home.
For him,
and point blank, too. They also had overtime to get a win, and they didn't do what they had to do. So it was dumb on his part. He should have never done it. I didn't know about him being out of the end zone or anything, but whatever. You don't even take that chance. Keep your helmet on, do your celebration, win the game, and keep it moving. So I felt that it was all on DJ Moore, and I blame him completely for this loss. Mark, how do you feel?
Yeah, I think it's a dumb rule. I think he shouldn't have never been called for it. And much like Herman touched on, the play was not even. He was away from the field when it happened. He's excited. The emotions are flying high, man. Let him celebrate. It's fine with me, man. It's a dumb rule. The NFL, not a fun league. Yeah, that's what you call it, not a fun call either. But we go back to should the kicker not miss the field goal? Yeah, part of the blame goes on the kicker too. You paid to kick the field goals. You put yourself in that predicament, and you should be able to make that. But the call was crazy for them to call it on there. We also had a game this past weekend where we saw a player push one of the coaches from the sideline, and they called down and had that player kicked off.
So they called down.
Yes.
Why didn't they call down for exactly. Why didn't they call down for the other penalty?
Exactly. They very could have. And it, now, like you say, it's tough to say to change the outcome because he very well could have missed that extra point too. We'd have been in the same thing. But I just think the rule is kind of stupid and kind of dumb. I think they should change. I think we should get rid of it altogether. Let the boys be boys. Let them celebrate.
But they do let them celebrate, Mark. They do. I mean, they're doing all kinds of things. They're doing things together now as a team, whereas before they weren't allowed to do it. You just can't take your helmet off. But I think that's more of a safety issue. I don't think it has to deal with them not want to be fun. I think it's more of a safety issue. I don't think we want to make somebody get hurt.
The NFL to have some consistency because, like Mark pointed out, they called a 15-yard penalty on the guy who pushed the coach. They was getting ready to start play up again, and New York calls down and says, "Oh no, he's ejected." And it's like, okay, so why didn't they call down for that other penalty? Be consistent with it. That's what New York is supposed to be for.
Yeah.
So use them.
But we are all humans. We do make mistakes. Y'all stop being so rough on the NFL. All right, so that was a pretty good rousing discussion. We're gonna move forward, get into these games that we watched last week, and then after we get that, we'll go into the games coming up next week. Herman, you do have Marcus's list, right?
He sent it. Yeah, I'll pull it up.
All right, yeah. So we'll go over his. I mean, we're basically going to make Marcus pick all the underdogs. He gave us a list, but we're gonna make our own decisions. And Marcus is gonna be wearing the dunce hat a lot next week.
Get that hat ready.
All right, so we're going to start with the Thursday night game. It was the 4-3 Ravens at the 3-4 Bucks. Baltimore put up 453 yards on that Buccaneers defense on 74 plays. The Ravens defense sacked Brady 3 times. The Bucks rushed 15 times for 44 yards. This game was not the game I thought I was going to see. This was not the Buccaneers team I was hoping would get together and get out there. First couple drives, they did kind of do their thing. But after that, it was more Baltimore just basically running ruckshot over that defense. We'll start this one off with Mark. Mark, who did you pick in this game?
Hey, I was drinking the purple Kool-Aid. I took the Ravens on this one. And the Ravens ran with authority on them. Rushed for 231 yards. Hey, you didn't go over the stats there, Mr. Holly.
I don't do stats. I do my own stats, sir.
Okay. All right.
But you can do them if you want to.
They rushed. Lamar Jackson was 27 for 38, 238 yards, 2 touchdowns. Duvernay was 2 receptions for 33 yards. Isaiah Likely, the tight end rookie, 6 catches for 77 yards, 1 touchdown. For Tom Brady, he was 26 for 44, 325 yards, 1 touchdown. Leonard Fournette was 9 rushes for 24 yards, 1 touchdown. Mike Evans was 6 receptions for 23 yards. But that Ravens offense, they rushed for 231 yards. They were running crazy over this Buccaneers team. They were in trouble. Tom Brady was moving the ball downfield earlier, but the Ravens defense finally tightened up towards the third, fourth quarter, which made it more difficult for them. But that run game, like I say, it just wore them out, and the Ravens took advantage of it, and they won it. And I took the Ravens on this one.
Herman?
Yeah, I picked the Ravens on this one too. Tampa's struggling, and I think one of the biggest things is, they don't have that run game anymore. Their run game is not a threat like it was last year. I think last year their run game surprised a lot of people and was more effective. But I mean, 15 carries for 44 yards? No, that's just not going to cut it. And then, like on the flip side, like Mark said, the Ravens rush offense just wore down Tampa's D. I mean, they put up 231 yards on Tampa's D. You don't hear that often. So I picked the Ravens, and I got this one right.
Yeah, I guess me and Marcus both picked the Buccaneers because I didn't lone wolf this one.
He's claiming he picked the Ravens.
Is he?
Yeah.
Well, we'll have to go back to the tape because I'm not wearing it.
I got a feeling nobody lone wolf this one.
I definitely don't remember lone wolf in this one. So, but nonetheless, like you said, Herman, man, Tampa is just not Tampa without that running game. And I don't know if it was with the loss because they had Ron Jones or John last year, which kind of helped spell, their running game Fournette. But, this year it just looks sad. It looks hard. And the way that the Ravens ran was just crazy. I mean, they were, like I said, running all over that defense. And the defense was on the field a lot because Tampa was going 3 and out all the time on offense. They just couldn't get it together. The tight end, their main tight end was hurt, so the other tight ends they had, he just wasn't doing the job. Brady just looks banged up and sad. It's really just, I don't know. You want him to just retire, just say, man, be like Antonio Brown, be like, man, I quit, I'm out. But
yeah, because it's looking real bad.
But I picked the Bucs.
I do see this. if the Tampa Bay Buccaneers are not in any playoff contention, I do see him mysteriously going out with an injury for the season. I can see that happening.
Who's their backup?
Gilbert. Blaine Gabbert.
Blaine Gabbert.
Oh,
Blaine Gabbert.
Gabbert.
Blaine
Okay.
Gabbert. Okay. All right. So the next game we're going to talk about is the 49ers at the Rams. This game we thought was going to be a better game than what it was. The Rams did put up 14 points in the first half, and they did nurse a 14-10 lead in the halftime. The Niners would then score 21 unanswered points to win 31-14. The Niners put up 368 yards on 52 plays, and the Rams put up 223 yards on 56 plays. This game was a tale. It was competitive in the first half. The second half, the Niners just basically took over. That defense just stifled the Rams' offense. The Rams couldn't run the ball. The Rams couldn't pass the ball. The only person they had again was always the one wide receiver that they throw to all the time, who hurt himself in that game. In this game, I picked the Niners. I did pick it right, but I didn't expect this. Herman, who did you have?
I picked the Rams in this game. So that tells you I really thought coming off the bye that the Rams was going to be able to get it together. But San Francisco's offense is going to be scary. And I hate to – it's just the bottom line truth on it. They did this to the Rams without Debo. Let me say that again. Without Debo. They did this to the Rams.
Well, they did Adam McCaffrey, but
I'm just saying.
Yeah.
What
with
you know?
Debo and McCaffrey, what are you going to do?
What are you looking at then? And then if their defense starts to get healthy, everybody's screaming about the Eagles and everything. But in all honesty, San Francisco scares me more than the Eagles right now. And I'm not hating on the Eagles because the Eagles are playing some good ball, but the 49ers just. To me, they look like they could be a harder team to beat. The more
Herman, you ain't hating on the Eagles this week.
Whatever. But I picked the Rams and it's like you said, Brian. I mean, Allen Robinson, he had 5 receptions for 54 yards this week. That's a big increase for him. But Stafford's always forcing the ball to Kupp.
Yep.
And
if it ain't Kupp, it's the tight end. If it ain't the tight end, it's number 18 coming out of the backfield.
Yeah. And then for them too, they considering, whatever they got going on with Cam Akers, they don't have no run game going right now. Mm-hmm. The Rams don't. Mm-hmm. And you didn't even, they didn't even trade him. So now what? He's going to come back and play for you? That's just an ugly situation. But I picked the Rams, and I got that one wrong. One of many I got wrong this week.
Mark, who did you have?
I was along with you, Herman, man. I just knew the Rams was going to come back and be strong in this particular game. They didn't. McCaffrey threw for a touchdown, rushed for a touchdown, and caught a touchdown. Hey, Shanahan loves his brand new to where he got there.
Yes, he does. And
I
love him in fantasy.
I thought that I thought the Rams were gonna put up a better fight, but yet, like you said, you guys you touched on it earlier. It was an awful day. It almost got even worse when they end up getting Cooper Kupp hurt. So luckily, he didn't sustain a serious injury, but you kind of felt for him. It was gonna be pretty bad when you first saw it. But I thought another thing that somebody commented about McCaffrey is that you say he just getting uses to this offense. Wait till he get more familiar with it.
Right.
He's got a nice little toy to play with here.
He can't know the playbook yet. He don't know the whole playbook.
Yeah, no way. No way.
Nope. But
all right.
To the Rams.
So
he putting that cap.
Oh, you're gonna wear that hat though, huh?
Oh, I'm wearing this one.
Yes.
No one wearing this one.
Too bad we don't have your sound effects.
You got my music, Herman. I want to hear it. You got my music.
Oh gosh. Let's see if I can find it. You don't go first anyway, so
no, I don't go first, so you got a little bit of time. So we'll start with the next game of the season of the week. Was the New England Patriots against the Jets. The Pats won 22-17. The Pats put up 288 yards on 75 plays and allowed the Jets defense to rack up 6 sacks. But the Pats defense also got 3 interceptions and 2 sacks. Turnovers and time of possession is how the Patriots won this game. The Patriots had a time of possession of 35 minutes and 34 seconds. The Jets had it for 24 minutes and 26 seconds. If it wasn't for that, the Jets had a better overall game plan, but they just kept turning the ball over at bad times. We'll start this one off with Mark. Mark, who did you have in this game?
Yeah, it looked like the Pats turned it up on this one, man. Devin McCourty had 2 interceptions that turned things around for him. But Belichick redeems himself with this particular victory against the Jets. So, but hey, did you guys know in this AFC East, none of these teams have losing records? All of them above 500.
I didn't realize that.
Yeah. And then Belichick finally reached the milestone behind Don Shula as the second winners coach. So congratulations for him on that one. But I actually chose the Jets, and I lost on this one. Thank you, Belichick, again.
Herman, who did you have?
Yeah, I should have known better. I was drinking that green Kool-Aid this week, and I went with the Jets. I guess Belichick went into this game, basically, and he decided to shut down the run. The Jets only had like 51 rushing yards, and Zach Wilson looked like a rookie. He made him look like a rookie. I mean, 3 interceptions, and when Zach Wilson's throwing 41 times, it's probably not going to work out good for your team. And then this was their first game without Bryce Hall too, so big adjustment for them, and the run game just wasn't there. And I think the run game is what was carrying them before. And again, Belichick being Belichick, he did what he does, and he took away the run game. And then on the flip side, New England finally found some run game. 134 carries, 127 yards. And Mac Jones, he didn't have to do too much. And Belichick being Belichick, he had to. He definitely was like he watched the show and said, "Oh, y'all want to pick Detroit, huh?" And then he's like, "Oh, y'all want to pick the Jets, huh?" So yeah. I won't be picking against you again, buddy. I picked the Jets. I got this one.
All right, did you find it?
Oh, wait. Oops, sorry. Wrong song.
This guy. Marcus, we miss you, buddy. We want you back soon.
You're going to be reducing no time soon there, buddy.
You know.
He didn't give me the soundboard. What can I say?
Yes. Yet again, another week wearing the hat because I am the smartest one on the panel. Remember that. I don't know what y'all was thinking. It's the Jets. It's the Patriots. The Jets is the little baby brother to the Patriots. It's always going to happen. I'm not going to tell you I wasn't nervous, though. The Jets was moving the ball up and down the field, but like you said, Herman, it's not White. What's the quarterback's name for the Jets?
Zach Wilson.
Zach Wilson. He threw a terrible pick. I mean, it looked like he was trying to throw it away, but he let it stay in the field of play. Yeah. I mean, it was like the easiest interception you could ever get, and you can't make dumb decisions like that with Belichick. He will make you look like a rookie if you're not playing well. But it was a pretty decent game. Again, the Jets they had the yardage, and they were moving the ball fairly well. It's just the turnovers that cost them on this one. So the Pats got this dub, and I didn't know that stat, Mark, but you're all right. Wait, so the Patriots are just 4-4?
Yeah, that just happened this week though when the Patriots won. Yeah,
so now they're just 4-4. So they're not a winning record, but they're not. Yeah, but they're at 500.
Right.
So,
but none of them have losing records.
Yeah, that's true. But yeah, I picked the Pats and I picked this one.
Oh, I guess you got an outro, huh?
Yeah, I got my outro, huh? Feel like Princess Diana.
Hey man, who's
that's enough.
Yeah, I did turn it off. Why do I still hear the music? Who's watching the show? Who's watching the show?
I had it.
Somebody's watching the show.
No, I was playing it.
Oh, you were playing it. Oh, okay. I I thought you was watching the show. That's funny. That's funny. All right, so we will move on to the next game. No, I mess with y'all. I ain't gonna don't take that. I was gonna leave it on until y'all said something, but I'll let it.
You better take it over.
All right, we got the 2-4 Raiders was at the 2-5 Saints. The Saints embarrassed the Raiders 24-2 goose egg. The Raiders amassed 183 total. The Raiders amassed 183 total yards on 56 plays. Carr was sacked 4 times and he threw a pick. The Saints ran for 136 yards on 32 plays with a 4.3 rush average. In this game, I did pick the Saints. I don't know what I was thinking. I'm sorry, I picked the Raiders. I don't know what I was thinking. I guess I was hoping that, that Derek Carr would actually come to play. I mean, did they not know that they were going to be in this game against a backup quarterback? I mean, he's a veteran, but still, y'all let Kamara run all over your defense. This game was just ridiculous.
He went wow.
Ruck shot on him, and then y'all wouldn't have the nerve to not let my tight end get in the end zone, who's the quarterback. But I picked the Vegas, and I picked this one wrong. Herman, who did you have?
Yeah, I picked the silver and black on this one too. Like you said, and I know what I was thinking. I was thinking, Saints are with a backup quarterback. Their top receiver is out. Somebody else was out too. I think whether their top corner.
The backup running back was out too.
Yeah. So I mean, but like y'all said, Alvin Kamara, he just stepped up. 9 receptions, 96 yards, 2 touchdowns. And 18 carries, 62 yards, and another touchdown. I mean, he basically single-handedly won the game. That was like he scored all their touchdowns.
Yeah.
You didn't go into the game planning to stop Alvin Kamara. I mean, that's what I would have done. And I'm not an NFL coach. You know what I'm saying?
Anybody but that guy.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like he's not gonna beat us. I'm gonna take him away. But yeah, man, the Raiders are a dumpster fire, and from this point forward, I solely put the blame on Josh McDaniels. I told y'all, I'm gonna keep going back to it. I said they was gonna be good unless McDaniels does McDaniels, and he keeps doing McDaniels. There's no excuse for this. They got too much talent on that team for them to be playing the way they playing, for him to be doing whatever.
I don't even remember them calling Devontae Adams' name in that game.
He had 3 receptions.
Okay.
Bro, that is crazy. He had 3 receptions.
All right, so I guess we will move on to the next.
He had 1 reception.
Not 3. Yeah. Mark, who did you mark?
Yeah. Can we mute him?
The Raiders. Hey, what's funny thing about this is the Raiders had problems. The Saints had problems with turnovers all year. They were dead last. They were the worst as far as turnover differentials, -10, but they got it going in this particular game, though. The Raiders didn't have Darren Waller, and Devontae almost didn't play in this game either. He was questionable. So they're a little banged up, to say the least, but I did not expect them to lay a goose egg on it. As you guys stated, Alvin Kamara was the main man. And look, hey, let's not forget, too, Andy Dalton has been doing pretty well with this offense, to be honest with you. So it may make it a little tough for Winston to get in there and see what he can do. So, but I took the Saints, and they were successful. They won.
He can't find his outro music.
Oh, I thought you did his music.
No, he was doing his own.
I hit the wrong one. There you go. All right. Thank you very much.
All right, Marcus. So the music I didn't realize how important it was.
He got the whole soundboard thing. That's it.
Yeah. All right, the next game we're going to talk about, another one. The Packers at the Bills. Packers put up 398 yards on 63 plays. 208 of them was rushing. They just couldn't score enough to keep up with the Bills, who won 27-17. The Bills scored touchdowns on their first 3 drives. In this particular game, Herman, who did you pick? No, I'm sorry, Mark. Mark, who did you pick?
Hey, man, I took the Bills, man, and what can you say? They came out and ran buckshot on there. You saw in the pregame that the wide receiver Stephon Diggs were arguing with the corner.
That's the craziest stadium in the world where they both come down the same.
Come up the same. Yes,
that's crazy.
I thought it was weird too.
Yeah.
I'm like, yeah, you really don't want to get this dude fired up more than what you have to. But the Bills are on fire, man. What can I say? I took the Bills and they were success. They won it.
Yeah, you're right, Mark. And in like the third quarter, it kind of calmed down. Like the Bills only scored like a field goal in the second half, but they were already up by enough where they really didn't have to do too much, and the defense was basically controlling the game. Because, you know, how do I say this? Rodgers couldn't throw the ball, which is the craziest thing to say. You know, all they could do was run. There was no passing game, and the good thing was that they ran the ball well. The bad thing is that when you run the ball that well and you don't score touchdowns, you're just eating up the clock for the Buffalo Bills. So you're just making the game go by faster. I picked the Bills, like I think all 4 of us did, and I picked this one right. Herman, did you have the Bills?
Yeah, I had the Bills on this one. There was no way I was going to pick Green Bay. It got to one point during the second, even though Green Bay was scoring, they scored in the second half. It doesn't even look like they were trying to win the game at one point. Like you said, Rodgers couldn't throw the ball at all. He just couldn't throw the football, and I was like, "What are they doing?" Like, it was weird. It was just bizarre to see Green Bay playing the way that they're playing. Like, they totally underestimated getting rid of Davante Adams. I mean, they should have done whatever they needed to do. And you know what? If it was a cap thing, then Aaron Rodgers, you're getting exactly what you deserve because you ate up all the cap, and you left them no choice than to let him go. And now look at what you're dealing with. You know what I'm saying? So,
and you know they consulted him. They're like, Aaron, if you take this money, you can't afford to pay him. So what are you going to do?
And he let him walk. And they're a dumpster fire right now. Or if they're not, they're that close to being a dumpster fire. I mean, keep downtrending. I keep looking bad because I just want to look this bad when we play them in a couple of weeks. I picked Buffalo and I got this one right.
So who's in more of a dire situation, Brady or Rodgers?
I feel like it's Brady. I mean, it's Rodgers. Brady's putting up the numbers. They're just not winning.
But it's just,
but you guys know, a couple of years back, Brady kind of looked like this. The team looked like they were almost out dead in the water, and they were able to rally back. I think you have because he's done it before. I think you have that. He can do it. I don't think Rodgers got everything together that he can do this with this team. So I think it's Rodgers myself.
Yeah, he don't have no tools. Brady's got 200-yard receivers every week almost.
Right.
They're not running football. So, but for Green Bay, like you said, Brian, you can run the football all you want. If you can't keep up with the scores, all you're doing is hurting you and not me if I'm winning the game. All you got to do is get up on Green Bay, it seemed like, and that's it.
Yeah, they could have signed Davante and kept the what's the backup's name that they drafted?
Love.
Love. Yeah, he could have let Love and let Rodgers be a free agent because this thing is terrible.
They look bad. It's bad.
All right. The last game we're going to talk about is the Monday night game. The Bengals against the Browns. So the Browns were the original. The Bengals are the copy. The Bengals dominated the Browns defense. I'm sorry.
The Browns.
The Bengals were. See how good you put the right word in there?
Right.
The Bengals were dominated by the Browns defense, only putting up 229 yards on 50 plays. Burrow was sacked 5 times and threw a pick. They only rushed for 36 yards on 10 plays. This sounds like what we've been talking about the last couple games. Mark, Herman, who did you have?
Yeah, I picked the Bengals on this one. Coming off of what the Bengals did last week to, was it Atlanta?
Yeah.
Yeah, after what they did to Atlanta last week, I thought that they had finally got on track and, everything was going good. But their offensive line decided, we're not going to play this week. So Burrow was sacked 5 times and they couldn't get no run game going. On the flip side, Cleveland had their run game going like they always do. And I mean, Amari Cooper was out there lighting up the field. Yeah, I don't start from Brissett. He's doing this with Brissett. Okay, 5 catches, 131 yards. And then you get these division games. They can always go either way. It don't matter what another team is doing. But Cincinnati, they got to get it together, man. Their offensive line up one week, down the next week. That's not going to work. And Burrow can't keep getting hit like this because he's not going to make it through the rest of the season. Get your line together, get your run game going, and hopefully Chase can come back soon. I mean, Higgins is no slouch either, when it comes to receiving. So
yeah, but he's no Chase.
He's not. But I picked the Bengals and I got this one wrong.
Yeah, I was with you, Herman. I picked the Bengals and I picked this one wrong too, man. And I didn't think that. I knew Chase was a huge part of their offense, but I thought against the Browns they would have been way more competitive, and I thought they were going to pull this game out, but it definitely was not meant to be. Nick Chubb does not get the credit that he is due. He's leading the NFL in rushing. That dude runs hard all the time. Yep. He is a fantasy gold mine.
His nickname should be all every day, all day is what his nickname should be.
It should be. And then, like you said, Herman, with Amari Cooper, deciding to come out and play, he messed up in the beginning. He ran out there and threw that pick.
Yeah.
In the beginning of the game, you thought that might have tempered him, but he had a good game. Brissett is doing pretty much what Brissett has to do to get games win. I mean, he's not pretty. It's not the most fluid thing, but he gets the job done. And again, with that offensive line that the Bengals spend so much money on, it's late in the season now, gentlemen. I give you the first 2 or 3 games, to get it together. You should have it together by now to let the Browns get that lick. I mean, you knew that they was going to be coming for him, and he just can't do anything. And then he loses the ball. He can't hold on to the ball. He's going to fumble. So I picked the Browns. I'm sorry, I picked the Bengals. I should have picked the Browns, but I picked the Bengals. Picked this one wrong. Mark, who did you have?
I also picked the Bengals on this one, but Myles Garrett for Halloween, he set the tone with being scared. He was all over that backfield for them.
You saw his outfit before the game?
Yeah, I saw it. And then hey man, I questioned. I don't think Chase was there. If they'd have made a difference because he wouldn't have had time to find him. That's how much pressure it was putting on him. And the Browns defense kind of struggled until this particular point to this game. They wasn't putting as much pressure on the quarterback as they could or did. But yeah, they brought it this particular game. And then Chubb, like you say, I call him Mr. All Day, all the time. He was phenomenal. He was fantastic in the running game on them. And the Bengals gotta put some more work into it. But I took the Bengals and I chose wrong.
Who did I guess Marcus had the Bengals.
I want to say because none of
them. Marcus, because he would have, and we wouldn't have, acknowledged his lone wolf anyway.
Yeah, we wouldn't have.
All right, guys, how did y'all do?
3-3.
2-4. This was a bad
2-4, Herman. I'm with you.
Bad.
Man, this is, man. I'm glad we're not playing that game this year, Herman.
Oh my
God. This has been a crazy NFL season. I must tell you that much. And what you think you know, you don't know. So the last game we're going to talk about is the Dallas Cowboys.
I know we ain't. You better get next week's schedule up here.
The Dallas Cowboys versus Chicago Bears. It's right there.
No, we're not talking about that. Move on.
We can
talk about the Pittsburgh Steelers and the Eagles.
We definitely ain't talking about that.
All right. I guess we'll start with the games that we got coming up this Thursday. We got the 7-0 Philadelphia Eagles against the 1-5-1 Texans. The Eagles are giving up 14 in this game, which is unheard of number for an NFL game. 2 touchdowns is a little bit ridiculous. We will start with Mark on this one. Mark, who do you think has the win? Who's going to get the win?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 wins. Man, I'm taking the Eagles, man. I'm taking the Eagles. Shoot.
Urban, who does Marcus have?
Marcus has the Texans. No. Marcus has the Eagles on this one.
Who do you have, Urban?
Yeah, I'm a hater, but I can't pick against the Eagles on this one. So this will be one I'll be happy to get wrong, but I'm picking the Eagles.
You're an honest hater.
Hey, I'm gonna be an honest hater about that. Yeah.
Oh man, what joy I would have if the Eagles would fall to the 1-5-1 Texans, but
Man.
It's not going to happen. The Texans are way outmatched. Give me the Eagles. All right, the next game we're going to talk about is the 5-3 Seahawks at the 3-5 Cardinals. The Cardinals are actually giving up 2 in this particular game, as well as the Seahawks are played, I guess, because of home field advantage. The Cardinals get that too. In this particular game, I am going to actually go with the away team. I think the Seahawks have been playing phenomenal ball. I think they've been running the ball very well. I think that the what's the quarterback's name? Why it just escaped me? Geno Smith has been doing his job. He hasn't even been just a manager. He's actually been making plays. Last week with Lockett, Lockett had a touchdown pass that he dropped, but Geno didn't forget about him, talked about him on the sidelines, went back to him, got another touchdown. I think they got a good rapport. I like the way that the Seahawks are playing, and I think that they'll get this W. Herman, who does Marcus have?
Marcus agrees with you, and he is going with the Seahawks.
Okay. And yourself?
I'm actually going to go with the Cardinals. This is this is the classic division rivalry.
And you know Call of Duty is still playing.
Yeah. But this is a divisional game. And right when you think a team is hit that mark and they about to start running off them wins, they go and have an ugly loss. And I think that Seattle's going to go into Arizona and they're going to lose. So I'm going with the Cardinals.
And you know what, Herman? The one caveat too is Hopkins is playing out of his mind these last couple games.
Sure is. Fresh legs. He is balling.
He is. All right, Marcus. Herman lone wolfing, or are you with him?
I'm going to probably have to take.
What the heck was that?
Try to get you a lone wolf. This was tough, man. But hey, you talked about Geno Smith. You know, it's been the most surprising thing about the Seattle Seahawks is they got 2 young rookie tackles that help protect that offensive line. They're doing a hell of a job for them. But I think he's going to be lone wolfing this one, Herman. I'm going to take the Seattle Seahawks.
Do we have it?
Never as hungry.
What?
Are we watching National Geographic right now?
I know.
It's supposed to be a wolf.
It sounds like something you left over from Halloween or something.
Right.
All right. So the next game we're going to discuss is the 6-1 Buffalo Bills at the 5-3 New York Jets. The Bills are actually giving up 13. So we had 14 from the Eagles, now 13 from the Bills. The Jets had a hard time with New England's defense. Mark, what do you think they're going to do with the Bills' defense?
Bills Mafia. I'm taking the Bills.
Herman, who do you got?
Honestly, there's not a whole lot to discuss. I'd be crazy to pick the Jets. over the Bills. So I'm going with the Bills.
So was Marcus crazy? Did he pick the Jets?
Yep, Marcus wants the Jet. No. Nah, Marcus is going with the Bills too.
Yeah, I'm going to go with you guys too and pick the Bills, man. The Jets are a rising star in the NFL. They're ascending, but the Bills are where it's at. The Bills have this division locked. The Bills are scary on offense. They're scary on defense. They basically have to beat themselves to lose a game. I'm definitely feeling this Buffalo team this year, and I am going to go with the Bills.
And they got better on offense, in my opinion, by picking up Hines.
Yes.
So
This is how soon they can get him into the fold.
yeah.
You know, but I mean, Singletary was running pretty well against the Green Bay on Monday night. So, and you know, their running game really is Josh Allen.
That's true.
I mean,
That's true.
most of the time, he's the one that's leading the league and stiff arming Bamas.
Very true.
So, all right, the next game we are going to discuss is the 5-3 Dolphins at the 3-5 Chicago Bears. The Dolphins are giving up 5 points in this particular game. As we saw on Sunday, the Cowboys put up 49 points against the Bears. Mark, you hear me?
Yeah.
The Dolphins are on fire offensively. I don't know how, and I don't know how teams can actually stop Waddle and Tyreek Hill offensively. I mean, it's if it's not one, it's the other. The only thing that sucks is that the Waddle celebration is terrible. Cut that out. Stop doing it. It's crazy. I'm gonna go first. The Bears actually are doing well offensively, but they can't keep up scoring with an offense like the Dolphins. I don't think they can keep up scoring with the offense that they have. That's the only reason why I think that the Bears are going to take a loss. So give me the Dolphins. Herman, who does Marcus have for this game?
Marcus has the Dolphins on this one too.
And who do you have?
Well, you know, this game might be closer than everybody thinks. Justin Fields just got a brand new receiver, so he has a new shiny toy. You know, the Bears kind of made it a game with Dallas for a minute, and then Dallas blew them out the water in the second half. But let me go with the Dolphins because there's no way that
I say Herb, he can have all the shiny toys he wants. He's only looking at his first read. So
and it's like you said, Brian. How they can't stop Waddle and Hill. You might stop Hill from getting in the end zone, but he's putting up 150 yards receiving, and then Waddle's catching the touchdowns. It's
and then you got down at the goal line, Mostert's going to run it in. So
the Bears don't have. I don't think this is going to be close. I don't think the Bears really stand a chance.
Mark, you feel like lone wolfing this and going with Chicago?
I will not. I'm going to take the Dolphins. I'm taking it.
All right, so we got the Dolphins in unison. All right, next game, Sunday night. Sunday. The 5-2 Titans against the 5-2 Chiefs. Now, these are the two top teams in each of their divisions. The Titans leading the South and the Chiefs leading their division. The Chiefs are giving up 12.5. So, again, we got a 14, we got a 13, now we got a 12.5 in this one. Herman, who did Marcus pick?
Of course, you know Marcus is Pat Mahomes fanboy. He picked the Chiefs.
And who do you have?
I'm definitely rolling with the Chiefs. I think this should be a good game. I expect it to be a good game. It's all going to depend on if the Titans can keep up scoring with the Chiefs, because you know Titans like to ride on that run game with Henry, but if they get too far behind, they're not going to be able to ride that run game. And then I don't know if Tannehill is going to be starting this one or if it's going to be what's his name, Malik Willis. Yeah, so you got to go with the most experienced quarterback and who I think is just the better team, and that's the Chiefs.
And the Chiefs are coming off a bye.
Yes.
And Andy Reid's ridiculous
Yes.
coming
he
off a
is.
bye. So on that note alone, I am going to take Kansas City. And like Herman said, the only way the Titans stay in this game is if Derrick Henry runs ruckshot over them like he did last week. What did he play? The Texans?
Yeah, and he has to do it early.
And he has to do it early.
Mhm.
So give me the Chiefs. I'm sorry, Mark. I didn't mean to make you last again, but you are.
It don't matter. I'm taking the Chiefs anyway, so it don't matter.
Okay. All right. Last game is Monday night. First, somehow we got the Ravens again in prime time. It's crazy. 5-3 Baltimore at the 3-5 Saints. Baltimore is giving up 3 in this game. To make sure that Mark's not last, we'll go to you first.
This was a tough. I think it's going to be a much better matchup than what we think. But I'm still on the purple Kool-Aid. I'm going to take the Ravens on this one, yo.
Herman.
Yeah, I think we're gonna see a lot of run game in this one, but again, you got to go with the superior quarterback, and I'm going with the Ravens. They just got a brand new toy on defense, which should strengthen their defense dramatically.
Like we making up words now.
Yeah, dramatically. In fact, yeah, it's gonna strengthen their defense dramatically. I like that one. Give me the Ravens.
Yeah, this is going to be a good one, Mark. You're right. I kind of want to go with the Saints just because of the hot hand and how well they've been playing. But I'm being a coward. I'm gonna go with the Ravens like you guys. Herman, is Marcus lone wolfing?
No, Marcus is not lone wolfing. Unless you want us to have him lone wolf, then we can.
Wink, wink.
Right. But, now he's going with the Ravens also.
Okay. All right. So we got one lone wolf in there. Everything else was pretty much steadfast. We all were pretty much in agreement with everything, which means that we're going to be wrong on everything.
Right.
All right. So that is it for the show. We're going to do our final thoughts, and then Herman will take us out of here. We're actually doing very well on the time.
Yeah, look what happens when it's only 3 of us.
Maybe it should just be a 3-man show. Maybe that fourth person is the reason why we can't stay on time.
Yeah, there's obviously one person who is a long-winded.
Hey, look, we know 3 people who ain't long-winded.
Exactly. Let's see what happens at the next show.
Oh no, never mind, because y'all still have 4 people. All right. So we'll start. We'll get our final thoughts. Mark, do you have a final thought?
No, not necessarily. Just we going into a new month. This is the last weekend. We got the daylight savings time, so remember to set your clocks back this weekend, folks. So
yeah,
that's it.
Fall back and you spring forward.
Oh, is that this weekend?
That's this weekend. Yeah, it's getting dark. It's dark now when we get off, and I get off work now. It's a little gloomy. But I do want to give a shout out to Marcus. Again, we do miss you, man. We can't do the show without you. Well, we did, but it's not as much fun. We can't wait for you to get back. We hope you get back safe. We hope you enjoy yourself. And we will see you next Wednesday. Herman?
So I have 2 final thoughts. My first final thought is...
You better not do no Confucius stuff, man.
I'm not.
Okay.
My first final thought is candy corn is not nasty. It's good. Good. My second final thought...
Wasn't expecting that one.
My second final thought is November is no shave November. So let your beards grow, let your hair grow.
That's for hockey.
No, this No Shave November is a
hockey thing.
No, it's not a hockey thing. It's a national thing where I think it's like you grow the hair, you're supposed to like donate it to donate it at the end of the year to a charity, because people who need hair stuff like that. So, but no, it's not a hockey thing, trust me. It's more than just a hockey thing. So No Shave November. Let it grow.
All right, Herbert, let's go and get us out of here.
All right. I'd like to encourage everyone again to like, share, and subscribe the video. We appreciate y'all watching. I can't remember his whole outro, so I'm gonna just go with my own. Again, you see you next week, same bat time. No,
What
not
are
same
our
bat
websites? Our websites.
Oh, I gotta plug that again.
Yeah.
We'd like to thank y'all for watching. You can catch us again on Facebook group Delay of Game. You can catch us on Twitter, Delay of Game 3, and you can get us on Instagram, the official Delay of Game. Thank y'all for watching. We are out. Peace.
Candy corn.
Nasty.